Now, with thousands of residents under evacuation order in the province, I want to bring in Cliff Buettner. He's the former Director of Forestry and Emergency Protective Services for the Prince Albert Grand Council, and he's joining us from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Cliff, appreciate you taking the time. So you just finished, I understand, a meeting with other First Nations, fire safety official, public safety agencies. Can you talk to us about where things stand now for Saskatchewan's plan to fight these fires?
Yeah, I'm formerly worked with the Prince Albert Grand Council. I'm currently in Prince Albert in Treaty 6 territory. As former mentioned, in respect to the weather, the current weather, and the anticipated lightning and potential rain, but with nothing significant. So we're in the same situation as our neighbor in Manitoba, where our communities are being threatened. Our transportation corridors are shut down, power outages, phone lines down, and communications is critical. But social media in some cases is not helping us out. We're getting the wrong picture. We work very cooperatively with the Public Safety Agency and our First Nations in this situation.
We've been hearing about these First Nations communities being boxed in by these fires. Many chiefs, including the Grand Chief of your community, have called on the government for assistance. After today's meeting, how do you feel about the government's current plans to provide support? Are people going to be able to get out fast enough?
Human life is always a priority, and that never changes. The dynamics of what's happening can change in an instant. If we start getting lightning fires on top of what we already have provincially, that changes the picture, and those priorities will be adjusted accordingly. So it's a tough fight that we're in right now because of the fuel moisture content and the weather conditions that we're presented with.
And so, how's the fight going in terms of, getting these fires? They're out of control, right?
Oh, they're out of control, definitely. And operationally, direct or indirect attack methods, in some situations, direct methods aren't working because of the smoke conditions and the inability to fly. So your tankers are ineffective, your helicopters are ineffective. What's happened is that we've used the advantage of a diurnal effect where the surface winds go down at night and the convection from the fire and the development of all that heat draws the oxygen in. And we've used that to our advantage. We've deliberately lit fires from the communities that are drawn back in because of that, the physics of that fire and what's happening. So we take advantage of that. It's an indirect method, but it works.
Mm-hmm. One of the methods, I'm sure you're using every method you can even think of. And while you yourself are out of the fire zones, can you talk to us about what you've been hearing from your colleagues on the ground? How are they doing?
Operationally, they're getting tired. And the resources that are coming in through CFC are a blessing because the people that are operating under these they're stressed. They've been doing this for a long period of time already. And they need a break, and the other individuals that are coming in from other jurisdictions are assisting in providing that requirement for fire operations to happen.
Now, you mentioned an acronym there. That is basically the Canadian group that kind of brings it all together, right? And that you're saying that is going well?
Yes, and it's a relationship through national, international jurisdictions that accommodate those requests. And if it's us or Saskatchewan or Manitoba or any province or any state or country that will assist under these circumstances.
How would you characterize what's happening now in Saskatchewan to other times?
We've been in this before, and maybe not to this degree at this time of year. You can look at Jasper, you can look at Los Angeles. We're in that situation right now, similar to what Manitoba's in. Subdivisions can disappear in an instant because of the intensity and speed of some of those fires.
And what do you know about, are there structures that have burned down? Are there communities really at risk? Do you feel as though the fight could be lost for some communities?
We've fared well. Some of the communities, like I said, we've used the effect of that diurnal pattern and used the physics of that fire to attract a fire that we've lit and eliminate the fuel. And what we're doing is removing that fuel. Unfortunately, we did have one subdivision that suffered severe losses in a recreational subdivision in north of Canada Lake.
And what about the resources, the staff, the firefighters? Do you have what you need in terms, or do you need more help? We heard from the Premier of Manitoba saying 125 firefighters are arriving from the U.S. Do you need more help?
Those requests are in place right now through the Public Safety Agency and will be responded to by other jurisdictions as they come available.
Cliff, appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Thank you. Cliff Buettner is the former Director of Forestry and Emergency Protective Services for the Prince Albert Grand Council, speaking to us in Saskatchewan. Thank you.